Hello, this is John Paval with Access Arts Live, special edition organ recitals this week. We only have 3 live streams of organ recitals this week, but they're terrific organ recitals on terrific organs, and one of them is tonight. So usually I wait till Wednesday evening to put this out, but it has to go out. It's afternoon now in Europe, about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which will make it about 10 o'clock on the East Coast and 7 in the morning on the West Coast. But I wanted to get this out to you, and I think they're 8 hours ahead of us. So there's 1600. It's at midnight down under in Australia. But I wanted to get to these. It's terrific, and they're terrific concerts. The first one is this evening. The Riverside Church is restarting its live streams of organ recitals, which had paused when they finished the end of the summer series. They're bringing in Stephen Tharp, an internationally noted organist, to do a concert this evening at 7 o'clock New York City time, 4 o'clock in the afternoon on the West Coast. That'll be 1 in the morning here in Europe, but a lovely 9 in the morning, Wednesday morning, for those of you down under in Australia or parts to the east or west of it. It's free of charge on YouTube. We'll give you the link. We'll also give you the link to the detailed program and to Stephen Tharp. And just Sunday night, just the other day, we told you about a combined organ recital out at Puget Sound, in which in addition to the organ, you had a pianist and you had a singer, a mezzo. Well, that's the same thing here. Soprano Kendra Berentsen will be joining Stephen for part of this evening's program. Now, first things first, because we will repost this to all of the organ lover pages or groups that we know of on Facebook, and we ask you to repost it to other organ lovers. The organ at the Riverside Church is incredible. It's an Aeolian Skinner organ. It has 149 stops, 207 ranks, and more than 12,000 pipes. It has 2 manuals. The main one is in the chancel. It's 5. The main chancel console is 5 manuals, and there's a secondary 4 manual console in the gallery. It was designed by none other than Virgil Fox himself back in 1948, who at the time was the organist of the church. I mean, how does it get any better than that? A great organist saying, here's exactly what I want. And then built by the Aeolian Skinner people and enlarged a couple times since. So it's gone even beyond what Virgil Fox asked for. Now, Stephen Tharp is a Grammy-nominated organist, and he's based in New York City. He was the 2011 International Performer of the Year by the American Guild of Organists. He's played everywhere. He's played Royal Albert Hall, Notre Dame Cathedral. He's played with the Elbphilharmonie in Hamburg, which often live streams, the Hong Kong Cultural Center, Sydney Opera House, Walt Disney Concert Hall, you name it. If it's a noted, prestigious place, he's played there. He also commissions new music for the organ. And there's a list of composers who've dedicated pieces they composed to him. Samuel Adler, Thierry Escaich, the great contemporary French composer, Jean Guillou, who used to be the main organist at Saint Eustache Church, that I'll talk about in a moment, because they have a recital on Sunday. Anthony Newman, George Baker. I mean, how do you beat this? He's a composer too. His choral music's been sung all over the place. He's taught at Yale, Eastman, Rice, Westminster Choir College, Cleveland Institute of Music, and he often adjudicates at organ competitions, including the extremely prestigious Chartres International organ thing. So what's he going to be playing? Maybe you want to know. All right, he'll be playing William Bolcom's Fantasia on Ossian Haste and How Firm a Foundation. He'll be playing Siegfried Karg-Elert's 3 Impressions. One of them, he'll be playing Clair de Lune. He'll be playing a piece by Pierre Cochereau, the great French composer and organist, Symphonie Improvisée Boston, the Boston Improvised Symphony. And then Karen Berentsen joins him as he plays Richard Strauss' Vier, Letzte, the last 4 songs. And he'll finish up with his own transposition of Stravinsky's Petrouchka, the section called The Fair. Wow. Free of charge, okay? Karen Berentsen is a soprano who the San Francisco Chronicle talked about, a silvery soprano tone and faultless diction. She's received awards from the Oratorio Society in New York. She's performed oratorios with various chorales and orchestras, been a part of the Merola opera program at the San Francisco Opera Center. And she and her husband, Brian Petrouchka, Americans, you don't know how they're going to pronounce these names. They developed new operas together, and she's sung in those too. So anyway, I think that's a great evening this evening. And then next upcoming is the Truro Cathedral's weekly organ recital on Thursday, as usual, at 1:10 p.m. UK time, which nobody else in Europe uses, which is 2:10 in the afternoon, Central European time, 8:10 in the morning on the East Coast. Probably too early for you, 5:10 in the morning on the West Coast, but a lovely 10:10 p.m. Down under in Australia, and times like that in, say, Korea or New Zealand. All right, what's that? And this will be Emmanuel Duperrey, a French guy who's playing, and he's playing a lot of contemporary stuff by living composers. But first, let me tell you about the organ. The organ is one of the Father Willis organs, constructed in 1887. They say it's almost identical to the one that was constructed for Coventry Cathedral. It had to be transported by boat from London to Cornwall, which is where Truro Cathedral is located. Some of the details about it is that it has tierce mixtures on the grate and swell. It has characterful gedacts on the choir and a small but telling pedal division, we are told. Okay. As for the organist, Duperrey, born in 1972, which makes him what, about, I think it makes him about 50 now, 52. He's the organist at Notre Dame de l'Espérance, Notre Dame of Hope, in Villemomble, France. He's done recitals all over France, Germany, England, the US. He does transcriptions. He's done a transcription of Paul Ducas's The Sorcerer's Apprentice. So he likes to have fun. And he's got a CD out entitled Histoire d'Orgue, the history of the organ. And what he will be playing is, here's the list. I think it's curious and interesting. Handel's The Arrival of the Queen of Sheba. Okay. Bach, as arranged by Virgil Fox, aria on Tate 208, BWV 208, Schafferkern and Zieke Weiden. Then Hans Andre Stam, a Celtic hymn that was composed in 1958. Christopher Lebain's Ostinato, that was composed in 1964. Another Bach piece, Come Sweet Death, Comme Zeus Tod, arranged by Virgil Fox. Another French piece, Eugène Gigout's Toccata en Si mineur. A piece by Emmanuel Duperrey himself, composed way back in, well, it says 1972, but that doesn't make sense because that's when he was born. So I don't understand. Maybe, okay, so maybe those earlier, that Hans Andre Stam and Christopher Lebain's, that's not when they were composed. That's the year of birth of those composers. I'm just not sure of the notations that they gave us for this. And finally, Naji Hakim, Finale, which is an homage to Igor Stravinsky. So you can tune in for that, show up or blow up. We've given you the YouTube link for it. And if you do on any of these YouTube links, please stick your head in the door of the comment section and say, hey, Access Arts Live, because we'll be trying to sit in the comment section in all of these so we can find out if we send anybody there. Okay, then St. Paul's Cathedral has a regular Friday afternoon live stream of a recital by their Canon Martin Green. They don't give out a program in advance, but it's usually interesting. It's very Episcopalian music usually because it's St. Paul's Episcopal Church, the main cathedral for the San Diego, California. And that's at 1 o'clock in the afternoon in California, 4 o'clock on the East Coast, 10 o'clock in the evening in Europe, and 6 a.m. the next morning, Saturday, in Australia if you're an early riser. And then we move on to the third really good, really fine artistic recital of, or fourth, sorry, I don't need to throw shade at St. Paul's, but they don't give us a program. Anyway, at the Eglise Saint Eustache, and actually their YouTube channel is not called the Eglise or Church of Saint Eustache, it's called Orgue Saint Eustache. It's all about the organ there. And it's their resident titular organist, Baptiste Florian Marle Ouvrard, who was elected, who became the titular organist in 2015 by winning a contest. Jean-Guy was the organist up until then, but he retired in 2015 and became the honorary organist there. And Marle Ouvrard, whose name I adore, won. He'll be playing all César Franck. César Franck's deuxième and troisième chorales and a cantabile in between. The organ there is the largest pipe organ in France. I know now, well, I have some of the details. It was, their first organ was built in the 1500s. And then they had it over and over again. There was a rebuild like around 1980, which ended up not working. So they fired the company that did that. Had another contest, and Van den Heuvel of Dordrecht in Holland won the contest. So they built a new organ, which was designed by Jean-Louis Coignet, who was the official chargé des orgues pour la ville de Paris, the guy in charge of organs for the city. They have chargé of things in Paris. So, and he wanted to arrive at a compromise between tradition and modernity. They integrated several ideas that Jean-Guy had for how they could improve it, which gives it, they say, une palette sonore et une personnalité extraordinaire, a sonorous palette and an extraordinary personality. It's an organ à traction mécanique. It's mechanical with the Barker assistance. It has two consoles. One is used to accompany church services, and the other is used in another part of the church for concerts. I will be in Paris. In fact, I'm leaving just in less than an hour now to go to the airport. So I plan on attending in person Marle Ouvrard's recital next Sunday, and I plan on live streaming to you just before it and afterwards to help bring you into the full ambiance. So if you tune into that one on YouTube, you'll find Access Arts Live in the comment section. But during the before and after, you will find me live streaming on our usual places, wherever it is you're watching me now, whether it's Facebook or YouTube or X or Instagram or what have you. I think it's a great week we have coming up. I wanted to show you these three organists while I was at it, and I forgot all about it. Here's Stephen Tharp, okay, the renowned Stephen Tharp. Then here's Emmanuel Duperrey, the French guy at the Truro Cathedral on Thursday. And here is Baptiste Florian Marle Ouvrard, the titular organist at the Eglise Saint Eustache. As usual, we ask you to repost this to friends that you know, especially we're going to repost this on all our Facebook groups, which we know are people dedicated to the love of the organ. So we ask you to repost it. Please follow us here. Follow us on YouTube if you can. We would love to have more YouTube subscribers so that we could maybe monetize over there and I could maybe get something in return for we do all the research for you. And I'm telling you, if you had to find these on your own, it's a lot of work to dig it all up. And then some of them drop off and you find new ones and all of that. So, but so long as you're following Access Arts Live, all you have to do is sit there and get the notices. We'll let you know every week what's coming up. We'll send you a reminder on Fridays or sometimes on Sunday mornings if there are several on Sunday. And then all you have to do is click on the link we give you and you're there. Joining the global audience. Ciao for now, and I hope to see you later on YouTube, like this evening, if possible. Although I may be in the air, and I'm not sure if on the airlines I'm flying we will have internet service. But enjoy that concert. That's going to be fantastic. You're going to be too busy enjoying it to chat anyway. See you on Thursday and see you on Sunday. Ciao for now.